Jim called an audible and staying home today, working from his home shop. I'm making further modifications to Bill's table saw, and he has yet to stop me, so. He's modifying his milling jig setup to drill snare gates.
Yep.
I've skinned this in with 3/4 inch plywood so we can hang the small sleds, feather boards, push sticks, stuff like that. Adding a 1/2 inch skin panel to the front here, we can hang more of the router tools, and I'm gonna move out the power switches so that my short little hands can actually reach them. Short little hands, short little arms.
Short little thumb.
Front panel is 1/2 inch plywood, 12 inches wide or 12 inches down. I didn't want to go all the way down. From experience in my own shop, repeatedly hitting your toes into that sucks. Move the router kill switch, put this Wixie indicator out here. Haven't hung all the tools up there. It'll be mostly feather boards, push sticks, stuff like that. Move the power switch for the table saw so you don't have to reach under the deck. So now I know where all the power is, but Bill doesn't. So that'll be fun.
The switch moved. I'm gonna do that for a while.
Before making the cut, Bill inspects the seams. If there's any gappage, he puts the worst of it towards the flat edge, and that gets hidden because it's tight against the head.
Yeah, gives you a little leeway.
I'm like the NASCAR pit crew. Bill's spraying lacquer, and I have to lay out for the rope holes and the strap bracket. So I get to walk around this table 24 times making tick marks, which tells me we need a jig. He might be making meth. Now he brings it out of the booth, tries not to touch it on anything, and he puts it in the drying rotisserie room. Yet another creation by Bill Sr. Several dowels lined in foam, all attached to these rotisserie thingies.
They're ice cream maker motors.
Ice cream maker motors. That spins the drums so the lacquer doesn't pool up. And that does our best to keep the dust out. Alright, now I get to take this guide, find all my marks, and punch a hole 5/8 inch up from the edge. So 10 of those for the bottoms. and the tops. That's a lot of punches. Yet again, why we need a jig that does the marking and drilling together.
I'm with you on that one.
Because this is a guy with OCD's nightmare right here. I'll see you all next week. I'll still be here punching these. Now let me see if I can dissect your fixture by looking at it. You have an angled block of a proprietary angle.
Yep.
That's clamped to the drill press table.
Yep.
Clamp back by your fingers is your fence.
Yep.
The one behind that is probably just backing it up so it doesn't move.
Yeah, that's just because I don't trust only one clamp. But it stays pretty solid with two of them.
And the pressure treated block could also function as your backer block, but you're using a piece of veneer to help with reducing blowout.
Yeah, I mean, the hole in this gets too big, and it's just not enough because it's not tight against the inside ply here. No matter what I would do, I would always get a little bit of blowout, and it would drive me nuts until it occurred to me that I could just get this 2-ply maple veneer, and it makes a huge difference for reducing blowout. They usually end up being either perfectly clean or very, very, very close to perfectly clean, just with this thin backer on there. It's just enough to support that inside ply when the bit comes through it.
So my brain wonders if there's ways to improve it.
Yeah,
I would probably
there definitely is.
I would probably attach the angled block to a platform, which quick slipped onto the cast iron, just registered in place. And in the backing block, I would probably drill bigger and put some kind of a bushing in there.
Well, have you seen the one that Steel made for the rope drums he makes?
No.
It's awesome.
So I just came up with an idea that already exists.
I'm not sure if the picture in your head is exactly the same, but the concept is super similar.
Mine's not made out of kangaroo bones.
Yeah, well, that's different. I'm sure his is.
I got all the snare hoops punched. It was thrilling. Now I gotta do the 4 bass drum hoops. Instead of 10 holes, these get 12. All right, more shop org.
Yep.
A lot more hoop work.
Yep.
You finished off 2 shells. You told me that you let those spin overnight, which I found interesting.
Yeah, with that varnish, it takes forever to cure. I mean, lacquer, the solvent evaporates way faster, so it doesn't have to spin on the rotisseries as long, but with varnish, man, it's if there's a layer that isn't fully cured, it's such a nightmare to fix, so I tend to be overly cautious and just let those go for a really long time. So even though the manufacturer says you can do several coats in a day with that varnish, I never do. I just do 1 coat a day.
You also finished off a marching drum that gets the tension rods, just waiting on the powder to do the powder coating and assembly. And then you were telling me that we have a buyer for the Celeste if we refurb.
Yeah, that's going to be a project, man, but I'm actually looking forward to that. I think that's going to be fun to fix this thing up. It's pretty rad.
It's like a piano that ate a glockenspiel. 3 glockenspiels. A massive glockenspiel.
Yep.